Hi guys, and welcome to the making of this beautiful dress. This is a simple yet classy and elegant dress with a one-sided open yoke. And as a creative, this dress enables you to explore your creativity in so many ways, as you can see on your screen. So if you're interested in this particular one, why not sit right back, relax, enjoy as we delve into this world of exploration together. For the upper part of this dress, we're going to be cutting on a bustier. And to get started, the first thing we're going to be doing is to get the half waist length. So I'm going to be marking that out. So the half waist length I'm going to be using here is 17 inches. So I have the 17 inches marked out from the centerpiece area of the pattern paper to the sides, and then I connected with a straight line like so. So the next thing again I'm going to be doing is to get all my vertical measurements, which are the armhole length, the breast point, and then the underbust. For the armhole length, because one of the arms are sleeveless, I'm going to be using 7.5 inches for the armhole length. Then later on, I'm going to be extending the second arm that has a sleeve to 8.5. So I got the armhole length, I got the breast point, and then the underbust. And I'm going to be marking that on the other side of the pattern paper as well, after which I have the points connected horizontally like so. For the connection of the horizontal points, I just connected the breast point and the underbust. To connect the armhole length, we're going to be getting the shoulder measurement divided by 2, which is 7.5. So I have that marked up to the armhole length like so, and the connection of the shoulder to the armhole length is going to give me an angle 90, just as you can see on your screen. At this point, I'm going to be including one more vertical measurement, which is the upper bust. So I'm going to be using 6.5 inches for that. That's the upper bust length. So I have that connected also horizontally like so. And now it's time for the armhole curving. So to curve the armhole, I'm going to be coming down by 3.5 inches, which is the shoulder slant. And from that point, I get the midpoint of the leftover length of the armhole. And at this midpoint, I'm going to be marking half an inch inward like so. And then I have that connected with the help of a curve rule. But before I do that, I'm going to be getting the bust measurement divided by 4, which gave me this point. And then I'm going to be connecting the 3 points from the shoulder slant area all the way down, and so that's the armhole. Next, we're going to be marking the dart line, and to get the dart line, we're going to be dividing the breast distance measurement by 2 from the center fold of the pattern paper. I'm going to be marking that, so that gave me 3.5 inches because the breast distance is 7 inches, and I have that marked up to the breast point length and then connected with a straight line. So to extend it to the shoulder area, we're going to be marking out the neckline for this dress. So the width for this neckline is 2.5 inches and the depth is 3 inches. So I have that connected with just to give me a perfect round neckline. So to extend our dart line upward, I'm going to be getting the distance between the neckline and the shoulder. So that gave me 6 inches. So the midpoint is 3 inches, and I'm going to be extending the dart line with a little bit of slant line upwards like so to the breast point. And next, at the underbust area, I'm going to be marking 1 inch between the dart line, and I come down to the half waist length. I also mark 1 inch between the dart line, and I have that connected with a straight line down from the underbust to the half waist length. And to connect to the breast point, we're going to be using the curve rule to connect from the underbust to the breast point like so. So this is what you're going to be doing to the both sides of the dart line to the breast point area. At this upper bust area, we're going to be marking 3/4 between the dart line. So I marked 3/4 on this side, and also at the other side I marked 3/4 to give me a total of 1.5 inches, and then I connect to the breast point length again with the help of a curve rule. But this time you're not going to be using the very curvy area of your curve rule. You're going to be making it a little bit straight, not like the one underneath the bust. But before I extend the line upwards, I'm going to be connecting the shoulder slant. So this is a shoulder slant. So at this point, I'm going to be extending these lines up to the shoulder area. Just connect it straight to the shoulder like this. So after getting this done, you can see this point, this 1.5 inches that we have at the upper bust area, we're going to be adding it to the shoulder area so that we don't run short of shoulder width. So I'm adding the 1.5 inches all the way, just everything that I have at the shape of the armhole. So I extend the shoulder slant like so, and I also extend my armhole curve. So this automatically replaces the 1.5 inches we are going to be cutting out. Next, we are going to be imputing all our body circumference measurement divided by 4. We already have the bust already at the armhole area. So the under bust round measurement we divide it by 4, and we are going to be replacing these 2 inches for the dart. And at the waist area, we divide by 4, which gave me 7.75 inches. And then we are going to be replacing these 2 inches for the dart. and after which we are going to be connecting all the way from the armhole down to the half waist length. Please, if you're still watching up to this point and you haven't subscribed, please do well by hitting on the subscribe button. Next, we come to this breast point area. We'll come down by 1.5 inches. We know that the back is always shorter than the front, so we're going to be extending that to the dart line like so. That's the breast point measurement. We extend it like so, and to this point we're going to be taking this out, also this point and then this point. And next is to mark out the yoke, but the depth of the yoke is solely dependent on your choice. It depends on how deep you want it. So if you want it deeper, you can come down. You see this armhole length, you can come down by about 1 or 1.5 inches. If you want it higher, you can come up by about half an inch. So the depth is solely your choice, okay? So from this upper bust area, I'm going to be coming up by 1 inch. So the yoke shaping is going to start from this point all the way to the armhole length. Like that point, you can see me putting the cover like so. That's the armhole length that we marked at the beginning. So I have the point connected like so to give me the yoke. So to continue with the drafting of the front, we are going to be dividing this pattern paper so that it makes it easy for us to do all the foldings that we need to do. So I have that divided and cut out. So this is going to help me fold in the breast dart area like so. So I have that folded in, and after I folded, I'm going to be holding it down with the help of a marking tape. So at this point, after holding it down, you can see that the breast area is already taking shape. After folding the breast dart area, automatically it has affected our shaping at this point. So I'm going to be reshaping like so. So I reshaped and this is what I have. So at this upper bust area, that's the yoke area, the dart lines that we have at the upper part, I'm going to be folding it, one point touching the other like so. And the reason I'm doing this is to help reshape the yoke of the dress. So I'm going to be reshaping the yoke. At this point, after folding, you can see that the yoke are no longer equal. So I take my curve rule and then I reshape to give me a perfect yoke. And after the reshaping and opening up, you can see that we have the former yoke and then the new yoke. So this former one is no longer valid. So this is the new one we are going to be using. So it's time for us to cut now. So I start by cutting the sides of the pattern paper. I cut the side and then I'm cutting the armhole, the neckline, and then for the shoulder slant area, I'm going to be folding back this our dart line to cut the shoulder slants, okay? Because everything you're going to be doing, make sure you consider all your foldings, and then the yoke as well, you fold and then you cut out the yoke. And then I'm going to be holding down this yoke again with the help of a marking tape, and I have it labeled yoke. So after we're done with this, we're going to coming back to the body to continue with our bustier cutting. So we are going to be cutting along the dart lines that we have. So I continue the cutting along the dart line. So after cutting, this is what we have for our bustier. So at the end of the whole cutting of the front, this is what we have, these 3 pieces for the front. So for the yoke, I'm going to be cutting another piece of this because we're going to be opening up the yoke. So I am going to be cutting the second part of this. So after cutting the second one, I'm going to be holding it down at the center with the help of a marking tape. So for the yoke, basically, before we can have the opening we have at the yoke done, we have to have a full yoke like so. So with this, we're going to be doing that. So to get that done, from the neck area, I'm going to be marking 1.5 inches, and then at this pointed area of the yoke, I'm going to be marking ½ inch from the center, not exactly at the center, and then I'm going to be connecting like so. So for the connection, I'm going to be using dotted lines to see if I'm going to be getting the shape that I want, and if I'm okay with the dotted lines, I'm going to be making it more visible. So from that 1.5 inches at the neck area up to this point, now seeing that the dotted lines gave me what I want, so I'm making it more visible. So this is the shaping at this yoke area. You can see how the curving went. So I'm going to be cutting that out. So basically, this is what we are going to be having as our new yoke, okay? I'm going to be renaming it the yoke. So this is our new yoke for now after the shape. So we are going to be discarding this. We don't need this. So this is what we need for the yoke. Now it's time for the back. And for the back, I already have some parts done, the armhole, the neckline area, and the zipper allowance. So for the neck depth, I used 1.5 inch. The shoulder slant, I already have that. The same thing applies to the armhole. I already have all that. So for the length of the back, like I said initially, the back is shorter than the front. So the back length is 15.5 inches. So I have that marked out. So at this point, it's time for me to impute the dart line, which is 3.5 inches from the center fold area. So I mark that and then I connect with a straight line After the connection, I'm going to be coming down to the waist area. I mark ½ inch between the dart line, and I have the 2 lines between the dart line extended up to this point like so. After which we're going to be imputing our body circumference measurement. So for the bust, I already have that at the armhole area, so I come down to the under bust area. I divide the under bust by 4, and then I replace what I took out at the dart line, which is 1 inch, and then I have that done at the half waist area for the waist measurement as well. So I'm going to be connecting all the way with a straight slanted line like so. So at this back area for the neckline as well, remember we took 1.5 inches at the neck area for the front. For the yoke, we are going to be doing the same thing to the back. So from the base of the neck, I mark 1.5, and I'm going to be connecting to the armhole. This is to make sure that the neckline of the back aligns with that of the front. So to get that, so this is what we are going to be doing to the back. The back, we are not going to be cutting the yoke like we did to the front, but basically this is what we are going to be doing. Please note that this part of the neckline for the back is just for the side that aligns with the front. The second side of the back is going to be the regular shaping that I already marked, okay? So just take note of that. The 2 back are not going to be like so. So I cut out, and then this is what I have. This is one side of the back, and here is the second side of the back, and then this is the front, and that's basically all the patterns we need for this. So in cutting out our fabric, I place the patterns on the fabric, and then I'm going to be leaving the necessary seam allowances. At the down I left 1 inch, and then at the side I left ½ an inch. So you already know all the allowances you're supposed to add to your fabric by the time you're cutting with your patterns. So I'm basically, especially the down part, I'm going to be adding 1 inch all to the down part of the fabric, and then the side I just add my ½ inch at this other side, and then the side of the dresses I added an extra 1 inch as well to that side. So after the whole pattern cutting, this is what I have, okay? So this is ready for sewing now. So we are done with all the cuttings. Even the down part is ready, which I'm going to be showing you shortly. That is not supposed to be part of this tutorial, so that it's not making it long, because it's normal. It's a normal straight down, like a normal straight dress at the lower part, just like your simple skirts. So that should not come in here, so that we don't have this video too long. So after the whole fabric cutting, this is what I have for the front, which in trying to place them together, this is what I have. You can see the 3 bustier area and then the yoke. This is what I have. So it's time for me to put all my interfacing at the front. I'm going to be using a cup as well. That's for the lining part of the dress. So this is the main bodice of the dress. I stayed it with an interfacing. Okay, so this is it, and this is the one I'm going to be using to line the front. I already joined it together. I didn't put an interfacing to this because this fabric is thick enough. It's so thick, so I'm just going to be using the cup, you know, at the bust area. So I'm going to put in the cup on the lining part of the dress. So this is the way I'm going to be doing that, and I'm going to be holding it down on the lining before I cover with the main bodice of the dress. So this is what the back part of the dress looks like, and I already have all the dart lines already stitched down. Can you see? So this is what the back looks like. I can see the difference between the 2 armholes of the back. So, and this is the yoke for the front. I already have the neckline stitched, and after stitching the neckline and ironing it, I'm going to be stitching this other side. Can you see? Just this part. I'm going to be leaving this part open because it's going to be entering into the upper part of the bustier area. So this is the lining after I've stitched the cup on it, and then the main bodice after I've joined the 3 pieces together. I'm going to be covering them like so. But before I do that, let me show you how to attach this yoke. So for the yoke, you can see the way I placed it. So you're going to be stitching it down like so. But before you do that, you flip over this way, and then the center part of the yoke, you have it pinned down to the center part of the bustier. So I hold it down with the help of a pin before I stitch. After holding it down, I'm going to be stitching along, just as you can see me trying to place it. So from this point, I'm going to be stitching all the way. So after stitching, this is what it looks like, and I'm going to be notching all the way to the center. And at the center side, please notch very well, but very carefully. Make sure you don't cut through. So after notching so that it can relax, this is what we have. So at this point, I'm going to be turning it with the lining part of the dress. So this is what the lining looks like. I'm going to be stitching the sweetheart shape that I have at the upper part. And after that, this is what I have. I've turned it with the lining at this point, and this is what I have. So now it's time for finishing. I'm going to be holding the shoulder of the front to the back, and like I said, this is what the down part already looks like. I already have the darts of the down part. This is the back lower part, and then this is the front lower part. So at this point, it's just for me to hold the shoulder of the upper part and join the bodice together, and then attach the down part to the upper part. And guys, our dress is ready. I'm not going to be showing all that so that this video is not so long. So at the end of the day, guys, this is the beautiful, classy, elegant dress that we came up with. I love this dress. It's simple yet it speaks volume when it comes to the classiness. This dress is a must-have for every classy lady. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope to see you in my very next one. And once again, compliments of the season. Stay safe out there, and I wish you all the best in your celebration for the festive season. Bye.